when I look back at my life, there's moments where I feel like this is the beginning of a new chapter and something new and different, and usually, hopefully, at least recently, good comes out of it. And I feel very, very strongly that this is one of those times, and that this time is going to be particularly monumental.
The rise of the company has been pretty staggering, actually. I have to pinch myself a lot and think back to the beginning, because it was really only 2 years ago. This is a true story. It's coming up on 2 years. It'll be 2 years at the end of this month. We started our first company right in the spare bedroom that I had, and it literally just was me, my laptop, a printer, and just our one product that we were selling at the time online. And that escalated so fast into more products coming out.
Today is a big transition for PJ and I in Prime Nutrition. Signing Evan is actually, me and PJ look at it as the biggest business decision of our lives so far.
People were giving us a hard time in the beginning, saying Prime Nutrition doesn't sponsor bodybuilders. And my answer to that was, there's a lot of very, very good bodybuilders, so why should I just pick a great physique to represent my company when I at one time had a pretty great physique, when I can just use some old pictures of myself? I want somebody that can do more for the company than I can. I want somebody that's going to bring more to the table than even I can. And that is Evan, because Evan is truly the thinking man's bodybuilder.
Evan brings a few things to the table that's different. One is that he is a top level, top 10 bodybuilder in the world. So just by that, we get more visibility. Prime Nutrition is put on the map. That's the first thing. Number two is that Evan as an individual is well known as a person with high moral fiber. And I don't mean that just in the industry with nutrition, but in general. People listen to Evan, and the fact that he decided to come with us is big, because he had just about, if he would have said, I'm open to all takers, almost any nutrition company or any nutrition company that knows what's going on, or is going to be interested in Evan. So the fact that he chose us is significant, is a big deal. And then number three is that Evan brings to the table his brain, his mind. Evan is not, anybody who knows Evan knows that he is not the average meathead. He's like the Renaissance man of bodybuilding.
It's definitely a big change. I've been with Universal Nutrition now a little bit better than 7 years. Well, Prime is very much a new company. I mean, they're a rising star. They're just getting started, but I mean, the rate at which they've grown has been tremendous. And there's no doubt in my mind that, with the team, that we've assembled and the ideas that we all have, that it's going to be something really tremendous. I think at the heart of it, there's people that want to do something good. I want to do good. I want people to say, hey, that guy's all right. We can trust him. He stands for something, and that's what I find here at Prime. That there are people that are genuinely concerned with doing something good, with doing the right thing. Yes, we all want to make money. We all want to be a success. But we want to do something good too.
I've been a consumer of supplements since I've been a child. I got interested in bodybuilding when I was 13 years old. So I've been reading the magazines and taking the supplements since I was just a teenager. And I would go to Barnes & Noble by my house, and I would get every magazine. Couldn't afford to buy them, but I would sit there and read them for hours and hours. And I looked at every ad, especially back then. I would read every ad and look at every Muscle Tech ad and be like, oh, if I could only afford to buy this, it'll increase my bench press 800%. And I would go to the store and I'd go to GNC and I'd stare at the products and be like, oh, how can I convince my mom to buy me these? And I remember that, and I've seen the changes in the supplement industry, and being a part of the supplement industry, being a part of the bodybuilding industry, you get an idea that you start to get an idea that maybe some of the marketing and the products aren't what they seem.
I think that there was a really great time in supplements. Evan and I talked about this. When I was a kid, I thought it was a very cool time in supplements. There was a lot of groundbreaking products. I remember being in high school and taking this stuff called Ultimate Orange, like my 8th period, and being like, now I'm gonna go train like an animal in the gym, and believing so much in the product. And ES was in its heyday back then. I don't even know if they're around anymore now. And then I feel like there was this lull where nothing new came out. The marketing kind of was all the same. There was a lot of false claims. It was kind of, this bodybuilder is using this product and this is the pose that he's doing, and the same company was doing it for their product. And it got to the point where I kind of stopped looking at the magazines. And
as a business person now, you understand margin. You understand, okay, these guys need to make, and we need to make, a certain amount of money on a product. And there's the easy way to do it, which is to say, okay, let's sprinkle a little this in there, sprinkle a little that, you know, put enough of this to put it on the label, and then we'll charge X amount of dollars, and because it only costs $4 to make, we're gonna make this much more money, and we can offer these deals to the distributors and this, so that you can incentivize a lot of people to buy it and to get out there to a lot of places, even if the product is not that great. And we have made a conscious decision at Prime Nutrition to not be like that, to not promise crazy things in the magazines. When you see our ads in all the magazines in the very near future, you won't see promises, extraordinary promises. And you won't see, when you look at the labels, you won't see a list of a ton of ingredients and you don't know how much is in there. We're gonna put the right amount of ingredients, the effective dose of each ingredient, and we're going to be, you know, a lot more transparent with what we're doing.
If you look at the product itself, okay, there's a desire to do what's optimal. You know, the slogan being the best or nothing rings true with the products. Their willingness to open themselves up to the possibility of producing products that can help those interested in achieving high performance stay healthy at the same time, or maybe do it in a way that's a little bit different than how it's always been done. I've taken a tremendous interest, and it's an interest that's been growing over the past so many years. A lot of it had to do with the fact, you know, I saw my father diagnosed with cancer and go through that, and you know, I see it everywhere. It's very few of us, I think, can either look around to those closest to us or talk to anyone close to us without finding that someone has suffered from, you know, some type of serious disease or unfortunately passed from it. You know, I have a family. I want to live a long time. So I'm constantly asking myself, okay, how can I do this in a way where I can be competitive, but that I can also stay healthy at the same time? How can I make better decisions, whether they're big ones or small ones? So one of the things that was really, really interesting to me and that really grabbed my attention was when I spoke to Aaron and PJ, that they were willing to explore the possibility of bringing products like this into this industry where in reality they don't really exist. And I feel that there's a greater demand than people realize, okay, for products that maybe don't use artificial sweeteners, or products that don't use other types of artificial ingredients, you know, whether it's colors, or, you know, flavors, things like that. Products that maybe go back to kind of maybe go the old school way, you know, going back to some of the things that guys were doing 50 years ago that people forgot about, but they really, really work, okay? They just weren't sexy enough for people anymore. That's the stuff I'm interested in. I'm a huge believer in food. I'm a huge believer in the power of nutrition. And it seems that there's such a huge disparity currently in the industry between food, which everyone accepts is essential and is vital and is the best thing, and supplements, which it seems like, okay, you have food and you have supplements, and the two of them are so different. There's such a huge gap in between them. Can we bridge the gap with something a little bit more natural, or something that's a happier medium between food and the standard supplements being offered? For these guys to be willing to take that chance, take that risk, because ultimately that's what it is. It's a risk. It's not being done, and will it work? Will people take to it? I think that speaks volumes.
I like to think that Prime Nutrition is like a rocket ship, and that although we're just starting to take off, we're just lifting off the ground, you know, the sky's the limit, and our vision for where Prime Nutrition will be is really sky high. You know, the truth is that some of the ideas that Evan's brought to the table, the ideas that PJ and I had before and we're utilizing now, I believe will take us to the top of the supplement industry, and we're going to do it in a different way, a way that hasn't been done before, and we're not going to follow the trends, and we're not going to be another, you know, add-on brand that does everything that everybody else does. We're going to do things a little differently, and we're going to do it the right way. and we're not going to spare any expense, and we're going to give the customer what they want and the right kind of service, and we're going to do everything that fits with the slogan, the best or nothing.
I consider this such a tremendous opportunity because so far in my career, my role has been predominantly as an athlete, as a spokesperson. But to come over to Prime and have the opportunity to take it beyond that, and to, yes, to be, you know, the face of the brand, and to also be a sponsored athlete, but beyond that, to be included in decision making and have a role that allows me to express my creativity, to voice my thoughts. I think, and I hope, at least that's what I like to believe, is that I can contribute something to the sport beyond just, say, you know, being a good bodybuilder.